Do you struggle with imposter syndrome? Are you trying to figure out, well, can I really get that job? Will those clients ever hire me? Do they know how little I know or how new I am? Imposter syndrome. If you're dealing with it, stick with me. I'm going to tell you what it is and how to get rid of it. Hey there, I'm Liz M. Lopez, career and business coach, and over the past 12 years, I've helped thousands of clients get to where they want to be both in their careers and in their businesses. And I'm here on YouTube to share some tips and strategies that may be meaningful to help you achieve your goals. So if you can, if you'd like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also the bell so you can be notified when I have some new advice that could be life-changing for you in terms of your career or your business. Talking today about imposter syndrome. First of all, what is that? Well, imposter syndrome comes from when you have a fear, a doubt, a worry, a concern, an anxiety that maybe you don't know enough, you're not good enough, you're not qualified enough, you're not old enough, you're not young enough, you're not something enough to do what it is that you want to do. And maybe you feel like no one's going to hire you for the job you really want, or that you're never going to get clients. Nobody's ever going to pay you to do what you want to do or what you want to sell because, other people are doing it or somebody's done it better, somebody's done it before. And who am I? Who am I to do this thing? Do you know that many incredibly successful people, Tony Robbins, Susie Orman, Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry, tons of people that are just incredibly famous, incredibly wealthy, at one point in time were actually living in the car. You see, we get really caught up with this concept of these people who are doing it and they're making bank or they're doing great, they're elevating their career, they're running amazing companies, that they always had all the right answers, that they always were exactly who they are right now. They never had a bad break or a bad time and certainly never doubted themselves, right? Well, that's not true. We all do. We all get into a place where we have something that scares us or intimidates us or makes us wonder if we're good enough. And you can feel free to kind of raise your hand and nod your head if you remember a time when you wondered if you could do that thing, if you had what it took, if you could be as good as XYZ. Good news is it doesn't matter. You don't have to be as good as the Susie Ormans, the Oprahs, the Tony Robbins. You just have to be as good as you. You see, no matter what it is that you're trying to do, if it's a job, a great job you're trying to pursue, or if it's a product or service that you're building in your own company and a business, you have a unique voice that's going to be meaningful to someone. There are other career and business coaches out there, but anywhere from 100 to 120 people a year choose me to work one-on-one individually with them. Thousands more choose to come see me at speaking events, and tens of thousands more choose to follow me on social media and social platforms. Why? Because the way that I say things, the way I communicate things, the way I deliver, the way I provide value is meaningful to them. They resonate to me, I resonate to them. We click. Just so you are going to click, you are going to resonate for somebody else exactly as you are and with exactly what you know. There is an employer out there that would love to have you. There's clients out there that will come to you with wads of cash to give you in exchange for what you're able to do for them. And if you are finding that you're not quite experiencing that, like, oh, phone's not ringing, I'm not getting interviews, or where's the people with the money? I don't see them. If that's happening to you, chances are it's because you're not really believing in yourself. You may be suffering from imposter syndrome. And B, because you may have some self-doubt, you may not be expressing yourself confidently when you're talking to the people that may be able to support you in getting that new job or in selling that product or service. You're getting in front of clients, maybe you are hesitating, have some self-doubt, are not clear on the benefits, the features, the value, and you're just not doing a great job of selling yourself either as an employee or as a provider of a product or service because you've got a confidence problem. So how do you solve a confidence problem? Well, I'm not a life coach. And if you find that that's what you end up needing, email me. I'll put my contact information in the description because I know some great life coaches that can help you work through that. But I can give you some guidance and some courage in terms of where you stand with your career and with your business. Here's the deal. Yes, there are people that know more than you or doing what you do and they're doing it fancier, bigger, harder, better, whatever. And maybe some people have different qualifications. Same thing, there are people who have less qualifications than you. And look, you've experienced this, right? Right? Raise your hand. You've experienced somebody that knew less than you getting the job you wanted. If you're a business owner, you've experienced somebody hiring your competitor. And I know this because it happened to me, right? I'm really good at what I do now. I have a thriving business and I love how I am seeing my clients just absolutely thrive in their career and in their businesses. But there was a time when people didn't choose me. See, I would go out and I would speak in front of all these audiences, but I felt uncomfortable about calling myself a coach. I had seen other coaches in the industry and I wasn't real thrilled about what they were doing. And I was afraid to call myself a coach. And what if people questioned that? And who am I? And all this stuff. And I would twist myself into this pretzel, trying to call myself all these other titles and consultant and mentor and all these other things. And people would get so confused. So when I would deliver content, like technical content, they would love it. But they didn't quite understand that I could coach them, that I could teach them. So I would have all these events, have all this incredible applause, and then watch them walk out the door and hire somebody else. When I decided that I could be who I wanted to be, when I defined myself properly in a way that they could understand that was meaningful to me, and I called myself a career and business coach, all of a sudden, the doors opened. I got rid of my imposter syndrome. I got rid of my fears. I got put away all those anxieties. I didn't care who I may be compared to, because I knew after a while, when people understood who I really was, there would be no comparison. So I want to encourage you to figure out, what is it that's tripping you up? What fear, what concern, what anxiety, what is it that you feel you're lacking, that you're getting trapped in imposter syndrome and you're not going for the jobs that you really want, or you're not getting the jobs that you really want because you're not really succeeding at interviews, or you're not selling and closing those deals that you need because you're somehow just not quite getting in sync with your clients. Figure out what those is and then work on those barriers. Make a list. Do an inventory of all your skills, everything you know, write it down, big, huge list. It could be on a piece of paper. It could be on a Rocket book. It could be, put up butcher paper on the wall. I don't care. Crayons, doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. Do it on your iPad, your iPhone, whatever's meaningful to you. But make a list of everything you know. You'd be surprised how long that list is going to be. And then write down some success stories. And it doesn't need to be people that have paid you for something. So if you're looking to go into a business, or especially if you're looking to go into coaching, and you have felt that in the past, whether they were officially your clients or not, chances are you have helped someone. They expressed to you a challenge that you were having, and you used your skill, your knowledge, your being to support them and help them through a transition or through a breakthrough. Write down all those success stories. If you're in a job and you're not necessarily in the job you want to be, but you know that you've done things that are over and above, or that you've done things even within your role that were exceptional, document them. Make a giant big list of all the things you've done really well. The times you did the things that you shouldn't have been asked to do, or that was your peer's job and you did it anyway. Document everything that has made you who you are today. Create a list of your success stories. And when you start feeling that doubt kind of creep in on you, go back and read those. And read them over and over again as many times as you need to. Yeah, because everyone starts somewhere. Tony Robbins living in a car. Robert Kiyosaki living in a car. Loads of the people that are out there today as mentor and gurus and coaches and leaders had to go through a really rough spot to get there. Not everybody, but many. And then here's the critical thing. A lot of them published their first book, that book that made them explode, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That book didn't happen when he was rich. That book happened when he was really poor. But he was consistent. He knew the message. Robert Kiyosaki knew his message was important, that he had something to sell. And look, you may like him, you may hate him, it doesn't really matter. The validity is that he trusted his knowledge, even though he didn't have a big house or a big job or big anything or degrees or any kind of anything saying he is officially the guru of XYZ. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get cosmic necessarily validation of everything that you're doing in every moment. You have to have internal validation. And it doesn't matter who else is out there doing something similar. You, again, have a unique voice. And there are people out there that will only be able to have a breakthrough, that will only be able to do amazing things in their life if you are bold and courageous and expressing your unique voice, your unique talents, your unique skill sets out there, whether it's in the job market or in your business. So from this moment on, banish those doubts, banish those thoughts of being less than, of not being worthy. It's imposter syndrome, and you do not have to sign up for that. You can let that go because you have a unique value and it is absolutely worth somebody else's time, attention, and dollars. I'm Liz M. Lopez, career and business coach. And if this has been a valuable message to you, I'm going to ask you to please go ahead and hit the like button. Give me some comments, share a success story. Tell me about a time when you didn't believe in yourself and now you do. I want to hear from you. Connect with me on LinkedIn and whatever else other platforms we're all on. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your stories. I'm Liz M. Lopez, and I'm 100% dedicated to championing the success of others. Thank you.